Good morning, children. Today we are continuing with the chapter Chemical Changes. In the last class we were discussing about electrochemical reactions. We did one experiment regarding it, isn't it? In that we have to memorize two things, that is electrolytes and electron. Okay, what are electrolytes? The liquid solutions through which we are passing electricity are called electrolytes. And what are electrodes? Electrodes are those substances through which we are transferring electricity from that metal to the electrolyte, that is electrode. Today also we are showing two experiments, that is using zinc and copper. So in the experiment that you are going to see now in the video, there is a zinc rod and a copper rod. It is connected to a wire and it is connected to a LED bulb. The electrolyte that is taken in this experiment is dilute sulfuric acid. So as the reaction proceeds, when we switch on the electric current, what happens is that the reaction between that metal, you know that zinc and copper rods are metal rods. So that acid is the electrolyte. So the reaction is taking place between the metal rod and the electrolyte. And because of that chemical reaction, electrical energy is produced and the LED bulb is glowing. So such arrangements in which electrical energy is consumed or absorbed. Okay, consumed means we are using it, or produced. Okay, so the electrical energy is consumed or it is produced. Such reactions are called electrochemical reactions. Okay, that arrangement is known as electrochemical cell. Okay, that experimental apparatus is known as electrochemical cell. And that reaction by which electrical energy is absorbed or electrical energy is produced is known as electrochemical reaction. I hope that all of my students have gone to science fair, isn't it? When there is science fair in your school, you will be going to watch it. You have noticed some experiments where the students are putting different types of rods in lemons, in potatoes, and when they are switching on the light, the LED bulb will be glowing. So that is also an example of electrochemical reaction.
Did you know that your watches and clocks would not work if it were not for the battery? One of the earliest versions of the battery is the voltaic cell. Today we will learn how to make a simple wet voltaic cell. We will need copper plate, zinc plate, wires and a bulb, and dilute sulfuric acid in a beaker. So now let's make one and see how it works. Take the zinc and copper plates and connect a wire to both of them like this. They will act as electrodes. Next, put the copper electrode and the zinc electrode into the acid. Make sure they do not touch one another. The bulb lights up. We can see that the bulb has started to glow, although it is not connected to any external source of electricity. This shows that the setup is generating electricity.
that is electroplating. So before going to that topic, I have to tell you that when we walk along the streets, we have seen shops which is completely arranged with shining gold ornaments, isn't it? Shining gold ornaments, bangles, big necklaces, etc. We just stand from outside and we just gaze into that mirror to see how beautiful they are. But still we know they are not gold. They are gold covered ornaments. You have heard about it, isn't it? You have heard about this 1 gram gold and all. Where this bangles and necklaces, beautiful bangles, necklaces, etc. They are completely covered with gold. So what is that technique? How do they do that? So we are going to study about that. We are going to study how one metal can be coated over another metallic object. So that process is known as electroplating. Okay, that process is known as electroplating. The coating of one metal over another metallic object with the help of electricity is known as electroplating. So here we are going to see how silver is coated on an iron nail or iron ring. I have an iron ring here. Okay, I have an iron ring here. Then I have taken a silver rod here. We all know that there should be an electrolyte through which current can be passed. So here the electrolyte I have taken is a mixture of silver cyanide and sodium cyanide. Okay, here the electrolyte I have taken is a mixture of silver cyanide and sodium cyanide. Okay, so what is the arrangement here? I have taken a beaker, I have taken a silver rod, I have taken an iron ring. The electrolyte is a mixture of silver cyanide and sodium cyanide. A switch connection is here and a battery connection also. Now, the most important thing that you have to understand here is that here we have the positive cell and the negative cell, isn't it? So, I want to coat the silver metal onto that iron ring. So, whatever metal I want to electroplate, okay, that metal should be connected to the negative part. Okay, that metal should be connected to the negative part, and the silver rod is connected to the positive. For example, ഇപ്പോൾ എൻ്റെ കയ്യിലൊരു ബാങ്കിളുണ്ട്, സിൽവർ ബാങ്കിളുണ്ട്, എനിക്ക് അതിൻ്റെ ഗോൾഡ് ഉപയോഗിച്ചാണ് കോട്ട് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ എൻ്റെ കയ്യിലുള്ള സിൽവർ ബാങ്കിളിനെ ഞാൻ എവിടെ കൊടുക്കും? ഇറ്റ് വിൽ ബി കണക്റ്റഡ് ടു ദി നെഗറ്റീവ് പാർട്ട്. ഏതിനെ കൊണ്ടാണ് എനിക്ക് കോട്ട് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? ഗോൾഡിനെ കൊണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? ഈ സിൽവറിന് പകരം ഇവിടെ ഒരു ഗോൾഡ് ഷീറ്റ് വയ്ക്കും, അതിനെ ഞാൻ പോസിറ്റീവ് സെല്ലിലേക്ക് കണക്ഷൻ കൊടുക്കും. അതാണ് സംഭവം. ഓക്കെ, സോ here what happens? The iron ring which is to be electroplated is connected to the negative part and the silver. So I want to coat silver onto the iron ring, isn't it? That will be connected to the positive part. Now when current is passed through it, or when we switch on the current, what happens? Slowly the silver will be getting a thin layer of silver will be deposited onto the iron ring. Okay, so the coating of a metallic object over another metallic object is known as electroplating. So this electroplating technique has so many uses. To coat one metal over another, then now to make this gold covered ornaments, to prevent corrosion. Okay, so these are some important uses of electroplating. So today we have discussed about electrochemical cells, electrochemical reaction, and a method of electroplating by which we are coating one metal over another metal. That's all for this week. Thank you.
Electroplating can be done at home with simple materials found at home: a copper sulfate, 2 AA batteries, beaker, stirrer, spatula, to conducting wires, a copper rod, coin for electroplating, water, and sticking tape. To make the circuit component of our experiment, I am taking 2 AA batteries and I am taping the positive end with the negative end with some tape. Then I am taking one of the electrical wires and taping it to the negative end of the battery, and then taking another electrical wire and taping it to the positive end of the battery. Second step in our experiment is to make copper sulfate solution. I am pouring water to the beaker and then adding copper sulfate to it. And then I will continue to stir until all the crystals are dissolved completely in the water. We can now see that after continuous stirring, the crystals are completely dissolved in water. Next, we need to prepare a coin for electroplating by removing any dust or grease particles present on it. Next, I am taking the copper rod and taping it to one end of the beaker. Taking the negative side of the wire, I am attaching it to the coin and taping it. Then, taking the positive side of the wire, I am taping it to the copper rod. After submerging the coin in the solution, we leave the setup for 3 to 4 minutes. Here, the copper acts as the anode and the coin acts as the cathode. We need to ensure that the cathode and the anode do not touch each other, otherwise electricity will flow through them, which we don't want to happen. After some time, we can see that copper has started coating on the coin. While this process is going on, we can observe that copper particles are floating in the solution. After waiting for 4 to 5 minutes, removing the coin, we see that copper has been coated on the coin. After drying it for a while, even if we try to rub it off, the copper coating does not go off from the coin. I try to do it on the knife by following the same process just like what we did for coin. After few minutes of waiting, I observed that even the knife has been coated with copper. After the experiment, we can observe that the copper rod has reduced in size.